hear destiny calling me.
I'm not ever gonna give it up.
Okay, this is an update to the last update because I couldn't fit anything in. No, at the beginning of last October, I think, maybe early November. No, I had gotten onto a bus and I sat down and was waiting for the bus to depart when this really, really cute Chinese girl with short hair got on the bus, and she was carrying a massive amount of bags from Walmart and products in it. This was in Canada. And I was about to help her bring her bags down to the seating area when the driver closed the door. She looked around and just decided to stay up in the front of the bus with her bags and ride towards the university. So I decided, well, I can't really maneuver up there while the bus is going around corners and driving to help her back here, and she's hanging on to the little post and her bags are all secure, so I just let it go. And we went over to the university, and much to my surprise, this was her destination as well. And as she got off the bus and started walking across campus carrying all these bags, I was thinking maybe I should help her. And then I thought, well, man, would I ever love for one of those bags to rip open and the bottom fall out, because I was carrying a lot of extra plastic grocery store bags with me at the time, and then I could use that as a avenue or a way to meet this girl, because she was like really, really cute. And so walking across campus, sure enough, one of her Walmart bags split apart on the bottom and spilled its contents out on the sidewalk, and I just happened to be there with a bunch of grocery bags and used that as an avenue to introduce myself to this really cute Chinese girl and help her out at the same time. So that's how I met this girl, and but unfortunately she accepted the extra bag and my picking her items off the sidewalk and putting them in the bag, but she turned down my offer to help walk her to the dorm. The second girl I met was on City Rail train between Bondi Station and Central Station in Sydney, Australia. I had left Bondi Beach and I was heading towards Central. This girl was riding with her two friends on the City Rail train. I took the seat in front of her, not really paying any attention to these girls, and I was facing this girl direct on, but the two heads of her friends were directly in front of me, and I was leaning against the window of the bus, leaning against the window of the train, and just watching her, occasionally looking in her direction. Not wanting to seem like I was spying on her or too creepy, but not trying to frighten her or anything, but I was paying a lot of attention to her. And obviously she was doing that to me because I noticed that all the arm gestures, body movements I was making, she was imitating. So she was paying attention to me, and as I leaned my elbow against the central train station, she did the exact same thing in the exact same position, moving her hand over her face exactly like I did, not realizing that she was doing this. And then noticing that she was imitating me, she started scratching her elbow and trying to disrupt the fact that, or trying to get me to think that she wasn't really imitating me at all, because it was obvious that she was. And we were hitting it off quite well after that. And to sum it up, I began to feel that this is the, this was the girl. This was the Australian girl, because we were so in tune with each other. But the problem is, after the train trip was over, to sum it up, when you wash your shirt, make sure you check your pockets for pieces of paper with phone numbers or addresses written on them, because you don't want to wash away a potential by accident. So this is the picture I got of the girl. I know she works as a waitress over in that major shopping center in Bondi. There's this really huge one near the train station. So if you see her, hands off, that's my girl. I never saw her again after that. But we were so connected, it was incredible. The next girl I had met worked in a coffee shop, Chinese again. The last girl, the one at Bondi Station, was Japanese. I would have to walk in front of this, there was a bus station in front of the coffee shop at night. And several nights in a row I would go to the bus station because it was the most convenient. And pretty much it was a fairly safe location to be at. And I would go to the bus station, or I'd go to the bus stop in front of the coffee shop, and I'd look in the coffee shop and I would see her in there working. She'd be in her black outfit, and she looked just, she was just so beautiful. I mean, not a thin Chinese girl, but she had really nice curves, like just a very pretty girl. So one day I didn't realize that she could see outside the window and see me looking in at her. And I seen her one time, and she had taken off, it was at the end of her work shift, she had taken off her black t-shirt, thrown it over her shoulder, and I could see her bra strap hanging down over her shoulder, and she looked so sexy. I mean, she wasn't in her bra or anything, she was wearing something strapped underneath. I don't know what it's called, slip or something like that. But she definitely looked different than she usually did. So one day in a hurry I go into the coffee shop just to pick up some matcha. And I'm in the coffee shop, and I didn't know she was working that night. I didn't expect her, but it turned out that she was in there, and she was talking about her education. She was a student, a biochemistry student, with another degree she was working on in commerce. And I noticed that every time I went into the coffee shop afterwards, she would bring up conversation, something that had to do with her and her noticing guys who were close to the Asian culture or practice the Asian culture. And began to realize that
I'm not ever gonna
she
give
would
it
look over and
up.
look away, and she'd smile, and then it clued in that this girl was trying to make contact. And I decided that I was going to ask this girl out. But unfortunately, her school term had ended that particular week, and the day that I had decided to make contact with her, she had actually left her job and went home because school was over. So I missed out on that one too.